Good morning. Bob Dylan, the American singer-songwriter, writes in his 1969 song, "It's All Right, Ma, I'm Only Bleedin'." He says, "The wasted words prove to warn that he who is not busy being born is busy dying." And what that means is that we as individuals must always be constantly learning something new, learning a new lesson. If we're not learning something new, then we are indeed dying. One of the most important lessons that I've learned is that our children are not given to us for science experiments. Now, I'm not a baseball player. I could run really fast, but what I couldn't do is I couldn't ever throw, I couldn't catch, and I couldn't hit. So I was a triple threat when it came to baseball. Football, not a problem. Basketball, I could kind of get by, but baseball would never work. And one of the things I could never do is I could never throw with any accuracy. So this happens about in 1994. My son is about 2 years old. And my brother had a friend named Ken. Ken played professional baseball. He played D1 baseball at the University of Nebraska. He was a shortstop, and he played AAA ball, and he didn't quite make it to the show, but he went very close. So one afternoon, we are walking down the railroad tracks, my brother, Ken, and myself. And we're just talking, just BSing as dudes do. And we stop for a minute, and Ken bends down, and he picks up a rock. And as he's talking, he starts throwing the rock at the little reflectors, the conductors rather, on top of an electric pole, the power pole. And with every throw, he hits the little conductor, those little glass domes that are on the power pole. He hits it every time dead on. Of course, he's a professional athlete. He's trained to throw with accuracy. So I watch what he's doing, and he's pointing his body, and he's pointing it towards his target. And with each rock, he throws it, and then he follows through, and his foot follows through, and he points right to where he's throwing, and he hits it every single time. Now, I like to observe, and so I'm observing what he's doing technically, and I stored it in the back of my head. Now, fast forward a couple of months, and my son is about 2 years old, and he's driving this little tractor, you know, one of those little Tonka tractors or Tyco tractors, and he's just driving it around the garage at my parents' house. We're out there for a fall day. And there's a bunch of apples that have fallen below a tree. And he keeps going around the garage. And I want to know if I have any accuracy in throwing. So I started remembering everything that Ken did when he threw. So I picked up an apple, and I pointed myself, and I waited for my son to come right around the garage. And I aimed right at his head. And so right when he comes right around, I point and I throw the apple and I hit him right here in the forehead, knock him right off the tractor. I had never been that accurate before in my life, or rather since. Off he goes. And he starts crying immediately. Now I feel a little bit bad that I hit him and he's crying. But I'm also impressed with my baseball acumen, my new skill for throwing with accuracy. I kind of say, yes! And when I say yes, I realize I'm being watched. I turn around behind me. My wife had just seen me throw the apple and hit my son directly in the head and knock him down. My wife says, this is the edited version. Why did you do that? You can fill in the blanks with the expletive delete of your choice. I said, I just wanted to see if I could actually hit something. She said, your son is not a science experiment. She went and grabbed him and gave me that dirty look that wives give. I deserved it. Needless to say, I spent a couple nights on the couch after that, apologized to my son. He claims not to remember. He's pushing 28 now. He claims not to remember. He has since forgiven me, but in that one moment, I felt empowered that I actually was able to throw with great accuracy and technique. Unfortunately, my son is not a science experiment. That was the important lesson I learned. Thank you.